Hello, hello, everybody. I apologize if you can hear my cat in the background. She's going through that lovely phase of her young cat life where she's in heat, and she's just decided to be the loudest thing on this planet. But she's adorable, so. I am going to get, what's going on, Bjorn? I see you here. Okay, and I'm going to get my stuff ready. So today I put together Jason Jensen's Sci-Fi Diorama Door Kit in between calls at work. So I've got this ready. Hey, what's going on? Hey, guys. I've got these pieces ready. I did a Montana Gold red, one of the reds that I have in my rattle can cabinet, and then I did a ultra flat tan. I think this is a Krylon, or excuse me, khaki, ultra flat camo khaki. So I'm going to be doing some weathering on the door and detail painting on there, which in the model there are elevator arrows, and then also over here on this side there's a comm system. So we'll get some weathering done. I'll probably do a couple of quick and dirty washes after some dry brush. Same for the doors. Everything went together so quickly, so swimmingly. I can't recommend this kit enough. Like, you need doors for your space station. You want bigger than, your standard door. Pick this up. It literally just, I cut everything out. I trimmed it. I knolled it into little separate piles and just put the assemblies together, and it was a breeze. Look at that. I can throw it across the room. But I'm going to get started. I think I'll work on the door first. That way we can glue it in place. I mean, this does friction fit, and I thought about keeping it empty, but you can friction fit it into the back nice and snugly. And then you've got that. It's not going anywhere. But because I want the weathering to, go a little bit beyond, so even from different angles, you can see a bit of the weathering if I wanted to. Pop it out. Do it that way, okay? So, yeah, how is everybody tonight? Been a long day. Yeah, no, I feel that. I absolutely feel that. Today was the Mondayest Tuesday that I had that I've experienced in a while. It's very much a Monday in a world full of Tuesdays. And just touch this up here because I'm a gremlin with giant hands. Doesn't know how to control his grip. Right, that's the trick, right? It's like we're still here, so we keep pushing. Let's see, I'm going to definitely going to need some shining silver. I'm trying not to trip over my own words here. I will definitely use plate mail metal. I think I'm going to get brave and do a line across the door. In fact, I know I'm going to get brave and do a line across the door. So let's just see. A little experiment here. If this crappy tape that I use for other things will work as good masking tape, so I don't have to fish my masking tape out. It's designed to be closed, but absolutely, if you're any sort of handy, even slightly, you could make it so that it's open. Yeah, I would absolutely say with a pretty certain positive belief that you could absolutely do that as an open door. Just get this on here. I might be a little crooked, but that's okay. Stark, I'm streaming, young man. He's just mad because he's not a parent part of it. He got to be on camera at work today while I was doing a presentation, so he's kind of gotten a taste of fame, taste of wanting to be in the spotlight. So I get it. He's the most famous doggo in the room right now. I completely understand. And yeah, this, like I said, this kit went together so damn easy, super quick. I probably could have done it in less than 10 minutes if I didn't have calls coming in. You know, customers needing stuff. Like, I get that that's my job, but also, like, can't you guys just call in another time? You got anything else going on in life? Get a hobby, you know? Take up knitting or something. I've been trying to make a point for my, not only my mental health, but for my just my creativity and my drive to make these things, is to just ensure that I do at least one thing a day. Just one creative thing a day. And if I can do more than that, fantastic. If I can't do more than that, well, at least I got one thing done. I don't always get it done. I don't always accomplish that one thing every day. But on the days I do, I'm glad that I did it. And yeah, that's been kind of like my crusading push lately, is just get one thing done a day. I almost wasn't going to stream today. I was actually thinking about taking today off, but I figured we'd established a pretty good routine with the Tano Tuesdays. So why not, right? Come visit my friends, come chat with you guys. Verdigris or Toxic Mist. I think I'll do Toxic Mist. Maybe I'll stipple on some Verdigris once that gets on there. Okay. It's something that I've been using as a palette for my paint. It's just a little paper plate. Lawnmower didn't work, or rain, or what? Or you don't have to share. That's also very much an option. You know, you never have to answer my weird queries. I just am curious and conversational. All right, let's see here. We'll use this guy right here. Get my paint on the brush. Just like this. Work that right in there. And let me know if the quiet is too much. I have a license, creative use license for some royalty-free music. And for whatever reason, I'm just so scared of the way that the YouTube system scans for copyrighted music, copywritten music, that I don't even use it. I use it in my videos, and I put the required keywords in the item in the video description, and sometimes I still get flagged for copyright. And then they're like, "Don't worry, this doesn't hurt your channel. We just want to make sure that you know you're using copyright music." And I'm like, "Yeah, YouTube, I have permission." Yeah, the rain. Today has been like the first day where it's been kind of nice weather over the past few days. It was 60 and sunny here for the most part, but we had the past few days have just been piss rain all day, all evening, which is nice to listen to and fall asleep to, but it was really starting to like take its toll. Just, you know, you look outside and it's gray and rainy, and it's like, yeah, that's really nice and relaxing the first day, and then the next day it's like, yeah, well, you know, this is fall. And then by the third day, it's like, why can't we have a morsel of sunshine? Can I get 1 gram of sunshine, please? But we got some sun today. I went outside and on my breaks played with the dogs a little bit, and I took the trash cans in and did a little bit of spray painting. So yeah, I'm gonna call that good because it's gonna get really weathered. Oh yeah, bled right through. This tape's terrible. That's all right. I'll fix it in post, right? Isn't that what we say? Fix it in post. What do you mean this isn't the film industry? By the way, I don't want to get into it. Don't want to get into the spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, but it was a very enjoyable episode of Ahsoka tonight. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, I'm gonna start supplementing my vitamins with the vitamin D. I already take men's multi and some vitamin C supplement, so need the vitamin D for the sunshine and the good feels. All right. So we got that on there. So let's start with some weathering. I'll do a little bit of black dry brushing. And what I want to essentially make, well, I guess I'll do some sponge work first. Do I want to do sponge work, guys? Oh, Jesus Christ, Bjorn. God damn. I mean, if you're comfortable sharing, like, how did that happen? Was it like a cliff climbing accident, or were you just, like a 6-year-old that kind of fell? Or like what? That's that is bananas, man. Like, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'll get the sponge out. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do something a little different here. Qu'est-ce que c'est? I just don't want to dig around in that cabinet right now and those shelves to pull out the sponge for sponge brushing. So stuff like that happens. Well, loose gravel on the edge of a cliff going by the water, slipped and fell on the rocks below. Damn. Whew. Hey, Michael, welcome to the channel. I'm Famine. We're doing some painting on one of Jason Jensen's sci-fi model kits that he was kind enough to send over. Right now, I am digging out one of my many sponges that I have for the occasion to do a little bit of weathering on this bad boy. Normally, I do quite a bit of dry brushing and stippling for my weathering, but in the interest of making things interesting on the channel, as well as trying out new stuff with my friends here on YouTube and from Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and bust out one of the sponges. Wow. Man, I mean, I'm glad that you are okay. And obviously not okay, because your back still bothers you at this age, and you fell off a freaking cliff. The only thing that I've had happen to me similarly, and this is just a sharing and not a comparison, because I know not everybody's experiences are the same, and that sounds goddamn awful. I fell at a waterfall. We had hiked about 2 miles. We went to the waterfall, and we were all jumping in, and I slipped because I kept my feet in a strange way, and I slipped and fell, and landed on my back on the rocks down below, and just kind of laid there for a couple minutes, and then got up and was really sore. And then when I was like, okay, wow, how lucky am I? Didn't have a terrible time. And then I put on my shoes, and my feet were wet, and they slipped inside of my shoe, and I sprained my ankle and had to walk back 2 miles because my friend thought I was joking, so he took us the long way back. And when I went to the doctors, they told me I was very lucky, and that if I had, I wouldn't have jumped off another cliff for the rest of my life, man. I got to be honest with you. I'm a bit of a puss when it comes to that sort of stuff. And if I hurt my back that bad, that would have been a wrap for me on the old jumping off a cliff thing. But I went to the doctor's office, and they said, hey, Famine, if you tear your ankle again, I have really bad ankles, notoriously bad ankles. If you injure your ankle again, you more than likely will need surgery. So maybe stop goofing on cliffs and stop jumping off. And so I was like, all right, neat. Won't need me doing that again. And so I didn't. All right, so I've got black and orange here. I've got a sponge. I just wet it and wrung it out. I'm just kind of letting it retake some of its natural shape. I'll put the extra pieces of sponge over here. Oh man, I can imagine. And like, see, your grandma, when you see your grandkids or you're a mom, a dad, or whatever, and see your children, fall from that damn height, let alone even be near those types of heights. Yeesh. Okay. A little bit of black paint. I'm going to take most of it off of there. Get that off. All right, so we've got some black paint. And what I'm going to do is I've decided that this is the bottom of the door, so I will start heavier down there because, gravity is the number one thing, and liquids tend to run down and collect on the bottoms of things. Next time you come across a metal door or something and you see it's a little bit rusty, take a look at the bottom. See where all the naturally occurring staining happens. You're going to see a lot of that towards the bottom. Two barbed wire fences. Woo! Yeah, if you guys could not die. I don't want to turn on the news and be like, oh, there's my buddy, and then see that, you got killed by a fucking tractor or something. Like, cut that out, would you? There we go. Jesus. Bjorn, that sounds absolutely freaking dreadful. I've got a little scar from barbed wire from when I was a kid. We grew up very destitute, very poor. We were living in a project. And so, if we didn't have toys or whatever, anything we found kind of became toys. and they were working on putting up a new section of fence up against the highway. And so they had like used our playground or near our playground to stash basically a rolled up spool of regular fence, chain link fence, with a wrap of barbed wire. So the older kids wanted to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they were like, hey, we found something to use as our turtle tunnel. Let's pull it out. They had this big roll of fence. So, okay, we're kids. We climb on fences all day. No problem. We'll use that as our turtle tunnel. One of the older kids, Leo, through the turtle tunnel was like, hey, catch. And I reached out to what I thought was helping. And what happened instead was I got right there. I don't know how well it picks up on the camera, but it went into my arm and swung all the way around. Now you have to think I was a little kid, so my arm was about that big. So it wrapped around, super deep cut. Oh my God, I cried and cried and cried and just poof. Yeah, not a fan of barbed wire. You broke your nose playing tennis. Tell me you got hit in the face by the ball and not the racket. Much rather have, I think I'd much rather be hit in the face with a tennis ball and get a bloody nose or a broken nose than the tennis racket. You know what I mean? Hit yourself in the face. Jeez, man. Oh, Lord. Like, so many of my weird injuries happened to me when I was a little kid, and it's like I think to myself, like, what was my mother thinking, letting me go out and do all these things? And then again, my mother wasn't thinking at all because, you know, reasons, but you know, it's just out doing stuff like that, playing Ninja Turtles with rusty fences and stuff. Like, just absolutely cannot believe. Let's see here. We're getting there. Hey, Timbo, what's happening? Broke your pinky toe last week. Jeez, dude. Fatback, do me a favor. Don't let your chows bite you anymore, okay, man? Wasteman, what's happening? I haven't been injured by the dogs. Stark will jump up and he just jumps and pushes, and he's hit me in the ball bag a couple of times, which has folded me over. And I don't know if he knows that he can do that on purpose, but it doesn't seem to stop him ever when I go down. But he's a good boy otherwise. Okay. I think I'm going to go next. I want some silver on here. I really want to lightly, and I'm talking like lightly, dry brush some silver on the high points. But first, I think I'm going to take the sponge and just stipple a little bit of silver to do like he is fixed. That was before. I mean, obviously, yeah, you know, but that was before I was with my girlfriend. It is her dog, but you know, I'm currently dog sitting him and his mama and his little brother, taking care of him. But I don't care if we took his ball bag. You don't just run up and hit somebody, and he don't care, boy, girl, or otherwise. He'll just run up and hit you in the crotch and keep on trucking. He thinks he's the smartest and brightest thing in the world, and I love him so much. But man, that little guy can hit you right in the nuts and make you think about your choices in life and your day. He's getting even. There we go. Starting to get that silver shine on there. And I am putting a lot more scratches and stippling around the seam of the door where the 2 points come together, because I found on painted elevators, if you've ever worked a theater and taken like the freight elevator, if it has a regular door, it's really banged up and everything. And I think that's a good representation of what like a door in a space station or an airport or something like that handles, because it gets really banged up with all the through traffic. So yeah, we're doing that. All right, now I'm going to take a very light dry brush. I'll use an angled brush. I'll just get a little of this paint on here. Actually get some paint on here. What do I do when the hobby doesn't... Hey, Dave. Dave, you should gird your loins. We're talking about Mr. Stark hitting me in the ball bag because he likes to do that. I take, like Fatback says, maybe take a break, or one of the things that I do is I just move to something different creatively. If I'm really suffering the burnout, right? Because I'm a writer too. And so if I'm really hitting the writer's block and I'm suffering, and I know that, it's not going to alleviate itself anytime soon, which often it does not. I'll pick up a coloring book, right? Which sounds like really, it's coloring books for kids. Pick up a coloring book and just color. Lose yourself in something that's kind of thoughtless and in the best way. And, do something a little bit creative, but do it for you. Like, color things the way you want to color them and just enjoy the time doing it. And before you know it, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, maybe I'll go work on this thing because I was inspired by that. Or at least, hey, I'm pretty relaxed now. Frees up your mind, let you think about whatever it is you're working on or we're working on. And some days the hobby is easier than others. Some days you wake up and you're just like, my head's not in it, my heart's not in it. Or you might have a week where you're just kind of off, man. It happens. And, you don't have to be a slave to the hobby. You don't have to be a slave to your art. Never feel that way. And please don't make yourself ever feel like you have to work on your art. I write zombie horror. I have a book on Amazon called Tales of the Undead. It's a collection of zombie short stories. I really like, and I also have other horror stories and compilations and stuff. I really love the zombie genre. I think that's one of the best, and at one point it was majorly explored. Like, everybody and their mom was doing zombie movies and zombie books, and since The Walking Dead came out, it's kind of died down because there's that saturation in television and theaters. But man, I love writing zombie horror. It brings me a lot of joy. And I also, I'm sure you've seen, if you've watched any of my other videos or seen any of my Instagram posts, I will also write lore for characters in Gimmick, or just backstories for customs that I make. Most days this hobby relaxes me, I will say that. But there are certainly days where I am just like, F this. This is very frustrating. I'm not happy right now. And, I'm sure we've all been there. At least I hope, if we do come across it, we can look back and laugh on another day. But it's like, sometimes stuff just ain't perfect. It's not the way that we want to spend the time. It's not the way we were doing what we were doing. It just happens, and that's okay. I did read Death Troopers, Red Harvest, and I did read that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I don't know that I don't think you were here for that live, but I guess I can show you. I guess if you guys can keep it a secret, even though this live is going to go up as a video that anybody can watch. Stand up here. One of my Halloween customs for a Halloween series that I'm going to be doing. So keep that under your lid. All right? You didn't see anything. What's cool? You guys didn't see anything. There's nothing there. Dave, you didn't see anything. You guys should certainly check out Dave's channel. Dave does some awesome music and tests out various pedals and little machines and musical gizmos that I don't understand. But he makes some really cool sounds, and I've been trying to slowly brainwash Dave into making some ambient music and background stuff for Gimmick. So you guys should totally bully him and yeah, encourage that to happen. And you should also follow his channel. But gently bully him. Right now I'm taking the Samurai Silver, Shining Silver, excuse me, and I'm using the knife edge of this brush. It's a little chip or angle. I don't know what it's a fucking paintbrush. It's cut at an angle. And I'm just following the seam of the door and layering it on there so that it shines a little bit differently than the other silver that's around it. And so far I'm liking how that looks. So, because again, those two parts of the door meet. People, creatures, ships, items push through that doorway. People walking their speeder, their droids bumping around, coming through the doorway. Things are going to get chipped and scratched up. So why not make that a little more authentic with that experience? Boom. So the bottom half of the helmet is ripped off, and when he's posed, you can see, I have the camera tilted. I've got to get an arm. You can see that the jaw is kind of slack, and it looks like because he's been eating through it and trying to eat, it's literally ripped the bottom of the mask off. I thought that was a fun little touch. Okay. Maybe I'll put a little bit of highlight because I've still got a little bit on my brush here. All right. So now, put that over here. Move this back out of the way. Back when I had my studio, when this actually was Famine Studios, I would have been able to stream without all this shit in my way, but nature happens, some flooding and whatnot. So we do what we can with what we have. All right, so right now I flipped over this part. No, I'm not making any night troopers. I have my troopers already have red, and a lot of people have commented recently like, oh, hey, those kind of look like night troopers. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Enjoy your night troopers. I will wait for figures. I think they're really cool, but they're certainly a particular thing, and it's not my particular thing. So I'm just putting a bead of super glue gently on here to make sure that this guy fits in and stays forever. And do it this way. Press that in. There's that. That's not going anywhere. It's all snugged up on the bottom. How many layers? 3. 3, maybe 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. Yeah. So now we've got the door sitting inside the frame. Now I'm going to start to do some weathering to match the rest first. I'll just do these same colors, do a little bit of rust. Once that's accomplished, the next step will be the speakers, the buttons. I'm probably going to paint these little circles, something different. I don't know why, but there's engraved circles on there. And I think that maybe, I thought about doing the pocket doors too. But, you know, new kit, new project. So this is my first time building. I'm certainly going to order probably a small handful of these from Jason when the time is right, just so that I can have similar doors throughout the station. But I love, like, this overhangs the door, so it adds that little shadow, just depth and production value, as it's said. But let's get jamming on this here. I'm going to start on the bottom. Again, weathering down because condensation moves to the bottom of things. And that's nature, that's nature, baby. I'll just clear this brush off here, get the moisture out of it, so when I need it, I'm ready. I guess the first things first, we'll get a little black on here. We'll do some sponging. I do have a certain building that has an angular wall, so I might be able to do not necessarily pocket doors, but do a angled opening so that I can actually just pop the doors in and out. And I think that'll look really cool. I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, no, I just want to do this one as it is. I don't want to start, fussing around that way and working on trying to modify the kit. I did keep all of the inserts that popped out of this set because they make for great additional, like, little wall panels and details and greeblies and stuff. Highly recommend. Like I said, I really recommend Jason's kits. This one went right together real easy for me. I'm looking forward now to building the big boy. That'll probably, I don't know when I'm going to work on that. Amazon canceled your order for your bookshelf. Well, two things. One, call up Steve Amazon and tell him to store it out of shit. But number two, why? And was the bookshelf for, like, figures, or are you starting, like, a literary collection or literary connection? I don't know. Okay. Just taking a look at this and seeing how it picks up on camera. Gotcha. Do you know why they canceled it? Were they out of stock or ordering issues, or? I mean, anything getting canceled sucks, but you know what I mean? If they're like, hey, our warehouse burned to the ground, it's like, okay, I guess I could see why you would have to cancel that. Another thing I'm going to do on top of the weathering is I'm going to be adding some graffiti, just some small little tags, because people always tag up doors. That's always happens. And also do some color smears, like other non-normal colors, because again, aliens, different creatures, foods and things moving through here. I just want to add splashes of things to add a little depth, and it'll add when the camera picks it up, or when I'm taking a photo, you'll see it, and it won't, your eyes won't immediately pick it out, but it'll just be something that's there to be appreciated. Also, I love this shirt. I don't wear it because I got problems being a maker. I got super glue on it like the second day I had it, and the super glue got so hard and dry that when I tried to, like, gently work it with rubbing alcohol to remove it, which is a little tip that I have, it just snapped the piece of fabric, so there's a hole. But it's my 28 Days Later shirt from Rucking. Company's called Rucking Fountain, and they do these limited run t-shirts. and I really like them, and I highly recommend them. So check them out. They've got some really great t-shirts. Like I said, they're limited runs. I don't get anything for recommending them. I just wanted to tell you guys because they're a really great t-shirt company and they make some awesome shit. And also, if any of you guys are wrestling fans, they've done shirts for Danhausen and House of Black. And I think they did a shirt for Minoru Suzuki. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain they did a shirt for Minoru Suzuki. So that's another, big dope name. All right, so I say this like I'm actually gonna listen to myself. I'm gonna take it easy on the black here now, right? Next is the orange, like we established. I love professional wrestling. I don't like sports entertainment, but I'm a big fan of pro wrestling. I have been for as long as I can remember, essentially. I mean, I can remember back to when I was a wee little kid. I actually didn't know who Hulk Hogan was. I had an action figure of him, and I just thought he was a weird bald guy with a yellow shirt, which is, essentially the career of Hulk Hogan boiled down into one descriptor: bald guy with yellow shirt. But yeah, I've had wrestling toys in my life. Been a wrestling fan. What's going on, Pirates? What did I say that shocked you? Which movie? I did not collect Muscle Men. I did not know, Timbo. Oh yeah, no, I love 28 Days Later, but when I was a kid, I had no fucking idea who Hulk Hogan was. We did not have, like, I know Saturday morning main events was a thing, or Saturday night main events was a thing, but at the time, like, it wasn't anything that would have ever been on my TV. My mother wasn't a wrestling fan. My grandparents never had wrestling on the TV, so it was a case of just not being exposed to it. Essentially prevented me from experiencing it. I came into WWE when I was 10, maybe. It was right after Stone Cold cut the infamous Austin 316 promo after the Royal Rumble. You talk about your Psalms and you talk about your Bibles. Why don't you talk about your John 3:16? Well, Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass, which, people argue was like the unofficial kickoff of the Attitude Era. And so that's like where I picked it up. And just from there, it took off. But man, listen. Fuck Hulk Hogan, okay? The dude's a huge racist piece of shit. I recognize that he did a lot for the business, but the dude needs to just stay out of the limelight. He's such a mark for himself. He screwed so many people, hurt so many careers. I got no love for Hulk Hogan. I have one Hulk Hogan item. One. It's a pint glass, or bigger than a pint glass, like a big fucking bar glass. And it was a commemorative thing that they used to sell at merchandise stands. And one of my old coworkers, he did a clean out on a customer's home. They had passed, and he found this nice WWF glass with Hulk Hogan on it. He said, "Hey man, I know you like wrestling." And it was like a really nice thing that somebody did for me on a really bad day to just come out of nowhere and gift that to me. So I still have that. I use it to like just transfer water to like houseplants and stuff. But yeah, it was right after Royal Rumble in 96. I came in, got into Stone Cold. I was very much a, it's real. Like, wow, can't believe this guy, Stone Cold just beat up his boss on national TV. Like, how does he still have a job? Like, that was my mentality. And you know, I got to see it here or there on television. Some of my friends in school had tapes, you know, the old tape traders, or their parents were tape traders. Because something that only occurred to me, I am 37 years old, for those that don't know. I recognize now, I have friends who had kids. I had friends who had kids that are like my age that they were then, or a little bit older now, especially my friends who had kids like right off the bat at 18, where they just, you know, got married, or, you know, had their partner, got them pregnant, or, you know, got pregnant from somebody. And their kids are the age that I started watching these things. And I realized, like, I have friends my age that are into wrestling and buy the tapes that also like, yeah, Dave, that would also like watch wrestling, and they watch wrestling with their kids. And it's like, okay, so maybe some of these kids' parents were tape traders and they were just borrowing their dads and moms' tapes and passing them around school. But I was one of those things, man, where it was just like, I was like, this dude just flipped his boss off on TVs in his face. He's getting dragged out of there in handcuffs. Oh my God, I can't believe they arrested him. Like, where are they you know, like, it was super real to me. And then I got older and I got smartened up to the business. I really got fascinated by that. One of my best friends, you know, he's no longer with us. He wrestled under the name Tom Ugly. He was a local wrestler. I love Tom to death. I miss him so much, but he literally would, you know, he knew I was smartened up. So we talked the business and everything. And him and his friend had started up a wrestling promotion that, did fairly well around here, and they did quite a few benefits, and they had like Tony Atlas and Tatanka, quite a few, Mr. Kennedy, like Bobby Lashley worked for him. Like, they had some big names there, but, you know, I was smart enough and smartened up for the business where they were, you know, teaching me how to take chops and things like that. I never got wrestling training, and I don't even remotely pretend that I have had wrestling training, but it was a super cool time to have that experience and learn from people who do it, and also to like carry bags for these legends. Like, it's really cool to, you know, have done that and, you know, helped out some of the guys that are in the business today, like the Party Peacock, Dalton Castle. If you guys know who he is, he's actually a local. Dalton was a radio host on Pix 106 here, and he was always like, or no, it was The Edge. Maybe, yeah, it was The Edge. And he was always like promoting his weekend wrestling stuff on Fridays before he went to do the shows when he was going off the air. And so when he started working around here, it was just when he was like cutting his teeth with Ring of Honor. And he came, and I carried his bags and got to talk to him. And one of my favorite things to yell from the crowd when I see Dalton is, because he works for Ring of Honor, which also tours with AEW, is I yell, go back to radio. And he looks around and tries to spot who said it, because not many people, you know that he was a radio DJ. So it's always a fun thing. So if you're ever at an indie show or a Ring of Honor show, AEW show, and you see the Party Peacock, Dalton Castle, just yell, go back to radio. And he'll look around very frazzled, and he might even crack, which is the funnier part to me. Back before Bobby Fish became a weirdo, when he was Ring of Honor tag champ, I helped carry his bags in, got some pictures with him, got to talk to him, hear stories. I can't remember if I still have one of his shirts, but at one point I had one of his t-shirts, and he signed it for me, and it was his Round Eye Samurai was his gimmick when he was in Japan. So that's what they were calling him. And I know that sounds very racial, because it is. Dude, you got me with that, fat man. I totally could have. I was like, man, I could see, him just being a quiet, gentle giant and just whooping the dog shit out of somebody. But you got me with the Street Fighter too, man. Oh, dude, that was a good one. But yeah, I've had really good run-ins with wrestlers and stuff. I've never had any don't think I've ever had any of them be assholes to me or anything like that. So that's been cool. But yeah, I still watch every Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays, which is why you'll never see me streaming on you'll never see me streaming on those days. We get the pay-per-views, and just have a good time with it. Pro wrestling doesn't have to be a bad word. Okay, so I'm just hitting all the way around the door frame here because I want, like I said, want some of those nice scratches and dings because people lean against shit, people get in the way, things bang up against walls. And just like going over, you can see it picks up all the edges and the highlights. Oh man, Double Dragon. Remember the cartoon? I think they had like maybe 2 seasons. Maybe. And like I wanted a sleeveless hoodie because of those stupid fucking cartoons, like the jingle, no, the code of the dragon, or whatever it was. Like just actually you just unlocked some core memories there, my friend. That took me way back. All right, so give me that shining silver. Let's see here. My first side-by-side fighter was for my Sega Genesis. Was Doink the Clown. Wow. And Big Van Vader. Jesus, I wish I had gotten to see Vader wrestle. That's fucking awesome. What a big man who could move. That dude was almost 400 pounds. Sometimes he was billed over 400 pounds. 6'2", and he could move. That guy could fly. Did dives over the top rope into the crowd. In Japan, he was a menace. Like people were terrified of him, and it was great. Yeah, he dude, he didn't even have big man agility. He had the agility of like Adam Cole. Like that guy could fly, like Rey Mysterio if he wanted to. He could go. The stamina that he had to put up those moves and do those things, like not many big men are allowed to do those these days. The closest I would say who can move like Big Van Vader this day and age, and I hate to give credit, would be Brock. He can still do a standing moonsault. He can run. He can jump. Brian Cage is another one, but Brian Cage is like all muscle. Boy Meets World, right? Ninja Gaiden. Jesus Christ, that's taking me back. Mick Foley was also on Boy Meets World at one point as well. It was a very weird episode. Okay. Now, I want to start with washes. And I don't want to use my good black paint for this because, well, it's good paint, and there's no reason to use. I will never use good paint for washes. I have some. I knocked it over just before I went live, so I said I'll pick it up later. Well, it's later. Let's see here. But I have some apple barrel paints that the people at Folk Art and Plaid were kind enough to send over to me. so I use those. Yep. Let's see, what do we want to use here? Use this shitty brush, take some water, and then, because I'm a man of the people, I'll do this so you guys can see. Actually, I just want to do it over the plate. A little more water. Just right in areas where the liquid would go. Just like I said, water runs down, right? A little more water in there. Like that. We don't want it too heavy. I'm going to come in here just like this. Pull it down. That's all I'm doing. Just pulling it down. Now there's some shadowing in there. That adds to that. Now, another little fun trick. Feeny Voice Kit. Yeah, yep, that is true. Yeah, man, enjoy Ahsoka. It was a good episode tonight. I can't believe that Wolverine showed up and killed the Justice League. Sorry about the spoiler. So just taking a little bit of black just above here. There we go. Perfect. So now I'm going to do that same type of wash with a lot more water here. I think I'm going to wet this son of a bitch. And just start hitting these places. Yeah, I could have used a bigger brush, but I didn't. It's my fault, obviously, because I'm, me. Sometimes I do that, but we'll get there. It's all about layering, right? And then oopsie boopsie. Wow. Well, I just made that a mess. Ha! Paper towel, as I picked it up, went across the black paint that I had on the palette there. But we can fix that. Here at Famine Studios, we have a solution for that. More water. That's okay. Well, is what it is on that one. Dude, Power Rangers, I enjoy Power Rangers. I love the concept, love the show. When I was a kid, really loved the show when I was a kid. As an adult, I wish that they'd do something that was more adult oriented, and I get why they can't in the franchise and all that, but I'm glad that they're doing the Legend of the White Dragon. I know Jason David Frank was really super hyped about that, and his passing was very unfortunate. So let's see, how are we going to fix this fuck up that Famine did here? There we go. Bit of caution, strong magnetic field sticker. Put that on there, just because I can. Have a good one, Fatback. Yeah, they're in 112, which is fine. I'm certain, absolutely certain that some people will be making 118 scale Legend of the White Dragon figures. I'm not even sweating that. Like that's going to be a certain. If not already, I'm surprised there's not like a file on Thingiverse that you can print out. But I know that some of the money from the sales for the Valaverse figures are benefiting Jason's family, and I think that'll be a good way to help honor him. All right. So I covered up that Grievous stain there. Not a general Grievous stain, mind you, but a Grievous stain. It's got a Caution magnetic field sticker there. And then once I start doing the graffiti and stuff on there, that'll get weathered right up. And in fact, weathered right up, I'll do just a bit of scratching on it. Chip away at the corner a little bit. There we go. Cool. So now that I diverted that crisis, averted, I didn't divert the crisis, I averted it. I want to do some let's get into the graffiti. I am in no way, shape, or form a graffiti artist. Everything you see here is just me. I do the stickers on aluminum tape when I hang them as a sign up in Gimmick. I can actually do this. This one, which is more of a solid rigid sign, that's backed in metal. Same with the 7-Eleven. A couple of the different signs. This one isn't. That one's on a cardstock. This one's backed in metal. So I use it. It's just not that's something I would use more for like 1/12 scale or even so much as like model railroading, making little signs and putting it on metal, cut it out, and then it looks like metal. But there we go. So let's see here. We'll do just some kind of funky. Yeah, man. That's my one gripe about these paint pens, and these are like Malto, so they're supposed to be good. Is sometimes the just once they're open and you use them one time, like if you don't use them all up by the time they feel they should be done, these things just stop friggin' working. Yeah, so I think this one's kicked. But I'm actually gonna throw that away. We'll make something happen here. Let's go in the dark. Let the citizens graffiti on Gimmick. I don't know if you've looked, but there's graph all over Gimmick Starport. There's a droid. One of my first reels is actually a droid who's programmed to do graffiti. He takes credits for himself, even though he never spends them. He just hoards credits and he does graffiti, posts advertisements, whatever people pay him to do. So, yeah, in Gimmick, it's not a case of letting. It's a case of people just do what they want. Because art on Gimmick, generally as a rule, isn't frowned upon and doesn't bother anybody. But now that the Imperials are slowly moving in and trying to flex on the mob and take over and run protection schemes and start ticketing people and stuff, eventually it's going to have to give. So, right. We'll go a little bit higher on this. And here I am doing this and you guys can't even see what I'm doing. I am just laying down a base of white so I can make some balloon character letters on here. And we'll do question mark there. That's one of the things I love about world building, is just coming up with a problem or a solution and then creating a problem. So my solution to having boring walls on my space station, having all gray with just some weathering and things like that, was, all right, well, there's going to be art all over the damn thing. Like, people are going to graffiti. That's how life works. All right, well, what's the solution? Why do people do it? Well, because people like artwork, and nobody complains. It's a great way to advertise. There's all kinds of art all over the station. So why wouldn't there be? Okay, leave that, and I'll actually put, like, this is one of those little things that I like to do. I used to do it on my 1/12 stuff. Is I'd find a black spot of rust or like extra spot of paint, and I just put a little white on it and run it down, drag it first, smear it, and then put another one. Look like a little bird poop on the ledge. Why not? Just a stupid little thing that I like to do. And just bird poop inside the space station. Because, why not? I'm just putting a drop of white inside of these up and down arrows, just as a reminder so I see them. Same with in here and these buttons. But yeah. All right, so while that white base dries, future problem solvers. No, we had future leaders of America, which was dumb. But not future problem solvers now. Let's see here. Somebody give me a number. 3-digit number. Take the first one, 3 digits. Three, 4, 7. All right. Here we go. What color? 3, 4, 7 is gonna be orange. So I'll do this very stylized. Quotes. 3, 4, 7. Quotes. There you go. Little piece of graffiti and gimmick, Timbo. I'll brighten it up a little bit. 3, 4, 7. There we go. Added a little halo over it. So who knows? Maybe whole District 347 died, and that's somebody's way of memorializing them. This is genuinely like how I pick how I do my graffiti. If I don't have any ideas in mind, I'll just pick like things like that. Like, I choose a color, choose a location, pick an alphabet, just weird shit like that. Let's see here. We'll do. Just a little tiny frowny face with 4 eyes. Just another little thing on there. Let's see here. do some Japanese. Which I am terrible at, so hopefully none of it's legible. And it'll be so stylized that no one will ever know. Besides us, but we'll keep it a secret even though it's going to go live. Just go back over it one time. Good enough. I don't know Japanese. That's an interesting concept for a class. Nope. I just, like, I have posters and signs all over gimmicks, so I'll just look around and, like, if I like certain letters or the way the letters look, I just throw them on. So did a little tag there. I'm actually going to go over it one more time. Maybe. Actually use that to do the halo. Yeah, I guess I'll go. Do it this way. There we go. And then I did the rundowns, like the spray paint drip down. So inside that nice little, I don't want to do green. That's too Christmassy. We will do blue. Because we haven't done any blue on here yet. There's just that one blue line. So we'll do, that's a shitty blue marker. There we go. So we'll do just a B, with the letter B. And I'll fatten it up all the way around. And then we'll do a exclamation point. Okay, maybe it's not an exclamation point. Who knows what it is? I don't know. We're just doing symbols and letters and numbers because it adds character to what we're doing here. And then I'll take this paintbrush here. We'll get a little bit of white on there. Just put the center of the V back. I'll add a little bit of character to that exclamation point. And again, just a little bit of weird graffiti on there. Don't know what it is. Nobody knows what it is. I have a bumper sticker. Hang on. Little tiny bumper sticker. Where the heck did I put it? Did I squish it? There it is. This was a popular thing for a while, is people grabbing bumper stickers from like gas stations and Napas and things and just sticking them to shit. So if I can get this back into perfect, stick that. Yeah, do it right there. 7-Eleven bumper sticker. Hey, have a great one, Timbo. Be well, and thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you coming in, especially, this late in the evening. I've got gold here. So we'll draw a crown. We'll do a crown right here across the middle of the door. So we'll go there. Okay. Yeah, man, when this is done, I'm definitely going to put some up. Okay. So we got the crown there. I'm going to embellish it a little bit with some yellow. Because gold and yellow together really pop. Actually, we'll make this crown a little bit tighter. And guess we'll put some type of gem. What do you think? Some type of stone in the middle? Purple? Nah, it's too Mardi Gras. Green? Yeah, we'll do green. So put a green stone up there. Stone there, green stone there. All right. Is anybody else working on anything tonight? You guys working on any customs or anything like that? Or just chilling? And for the edge of the, we will do yeah, you've had a hell of a week. Relaxing never hurts, my friend. Never, ever hurts. So we'll do this here. I think that's it on the graffiti. Let me take that silver pen now. We'll do something neat with the silver here. I've listened to Audible. I don't subscribe anymore because, there's only a certain amount of books that I can listen to. I do love to read. But there's just like a certain level of books I can read or listen to until I have to like stop and be like, all right, I need to pick up a damn book and actually sit down and read this. Working on your food truck, dude, that's awesome. For those that do enjoy audiobooks, there are some really tremendous ones out there. Especially, I did like doing audiobooks of autobiographies. I like listening to the people who wrote the book read it. I feel like that adds a little certain something to it that makes it more special. Bjorn, I would recommend John Moxley's book, his audiobook. Him reading it adds a whole level of like, I guess, understanding to like what he's talking about, and you know how Mox is, it just really adds that little bit of something hearing him in his words talk about the shit in his life and tell those stories. So highly recommend that. And of course, JR's Under the Black Hat, Jim Ross telling his life stories right from the man's voice. Love that. Okay. So there's where we're at as far as weathering goes right now. I do think I went a little too much on the weathering, but I think I'm going to be able to bring it all back in. I think I'm going to be able to tie this all together, make it what I want it to be. So let's keep our fingers crossed, right? Okay, so we need we didn't do anything in purple. Thrawn. I'm digging what they're doing with Thrawn and Ahsoka. I like what they did with him in Rebels. I think he's a fantastic character, and I'm glad that they are utilizing him. I really am. Yeah, I know what we'll do. Do a little rebellion symbol here. There we go. Let's outline that as an orange. We'll add some orange to the middle because I like purple and orange together. The Galaxy's Edge books were also good because they have the audio atmosphere and everything, so it sounds like you're there. I thought that was really cool. A really cool way to immerse the reader in that world. And I'm actually working on a Vi Marathi custom, so I got to do the coat orange and fix the hair, but I got one. Bjorn, I might take you up on that. I'm not quite sure yet. I have to see about how I'm going to go about getting that figure ordered and whatnot, and see, because I want multiples of that droid too. So I don't know if I'm going to wind up with like 10 of that fucker. Okay, there's that. And we'll do blue for the button, blue for the other button, or green. Yeah, we'll do blue. It's outer space, right? Blue button. I'm gonna let my other cat in the room. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Come on in, sweet thing. Come on in, baby. Hello. Hi. I'm sitting over here, okay? I'm painting. Yes, I talk to my cat like she's a little person, because she is. She's people. All right, let's do the tops. Little triangles. Hi, baby. Would you like to say hello? Oh. This is Snowflake. She's the best thing in the world, and I love her very much. And she knows she's not allowed up here, so she's really scoping out the table. Okay, I thought you were talking about the Galaxy's Edge books, because they did some set on Batuu that actually tie in with the lore of the station. So that's my fault. Oh, Snowflake. I don't want to grow hot says hello. You've been banging out some awesome Jurassic shots, man. Gotta say. Keep that shit up. Okay. There's that. Where we're gonna go. How's this? I'll hold off on that. Well, yeah, we'll do it. Going around the up and down buttons, the up and down indicators for the elevator with some glow in the dark paint. Yes, Miss Snowflake. Come here. You come hang out. Thank you, man. I think maybe what we're not getting is that Galaxy's Edge is a Yes, honey. Yeah, I guess I'm not familiar with this Galaxy's Edge that you're talking about. It has my curiosity for damn sure. Yeah, let us know a little bit more if you can, because that sounds like something that some of us might enjoy. Dude, that's awesome. Make all the crates. I'm gonna drop a super glue there because I'm a giant ham-fisted monster who knocked his own hard work loose. All right. So I think the last bit I'm going to do, I probably will wait until I'm off camera for this much. Sorry, guys, that you had to see my palm. Is seal this up. I'll take it outside and spray it, seal it, and then I'll do a wash of Nuln Oil over the whole thing and do a I've got some acrylic inks, burnt umber and a sepia and an ochre, and just hit some of these areas, add a little bit of rust, and pull it together. But this is more or less, I'm doing that thing that I hate that other people, and I say hate, I use that term very loosely when I shouldn't, but that thing that people do that gets on my nerves a little bit is where they're like, they've got 6 other things to do with it. And they're like, oh, but it's mostly done. I just did that to myself. Out loud to everybody. So, cheers to me. Good job, Famine. Yeah. But we've got some green and glow in the dark around those indicators up there. We've got colors in the panels. The speaker box is done. I'm actually going to hit that speaker box with some black. Give me a second here, because we want the speaker box to look like a speaker box. And I put it, I saw on Jason's video, he put his face down. I feel like I'm having a senior moment right here. I just had a black paint marker, and I'm guessing Snowflake ran away with it, and she's just off to go do some graffiti. There it is. Jason did his speaker on the bottom, and I just flipped that upside down because I figure more taller people, you know, since the majority of the Denzians in the Star Wars universe seem to be tall people, would be using the speaker versus the little people, the smaller people. I just went ahead and put that there. So you got your buttons for the thing, you got your indicator lights graffiti on there. Like I said, I'm going to seal this, give it a pass of Nuln Oil and then some rust on there, and mat everything down, and we should be good to go. But yeah, that was a fun little thing to sit here and paint and chat with you guys. I appreciate it. 17 core books. Buddy, I got 37 years. I don't know if I got 17 books in me to listen to. I just don't. I don't know. I do envy people who have, like, my best friend Derek, he is super into the Dresden Files, and there's like a shit ton of those books. And I'm so happy for him that he finds so much joy in those, but man, I can't get into that franchise. There's so much. And I mean, that's why audiobooks are great. That's awesome that the audiobooks are helpful, but for me, that's like too much. That's too much time to spend. Does this? All right, so check this out. I have these little printed out. Jesus, I'm sorry, man. I printed out these little, Star Wars medical symbols. The little circle that Jason has laser etched on there is almost a dead ringer for one of these. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the little bastard to there. And that could be an indicator that this elevator can get you to a medical station. Who's to say? Because I'm nosy, is it a case of COVID killed it because it just killed your love of reading, or COVID as in, you know, there you go. I found that with coming off of COVID a second time, when I had it that second time, that like my immediate cognitive pull up a memory like I usually can has just vanished from this plane of existence. Like it just doesn't exist anymore, that ability for me. And I'm very fatigued all the time. And I'm sure some of that's got to do with my weight, but you know, when you're very fatigued all the time, it's tough to, you know, fucking exercise. My doctor was telling me, He's like, there are so many symptoms of COVID and long COVID that we just don't know about, and we're still learning. And he goes, he had bad stamina issues. Like he said he would walk from his desk, the chair to his desk, and just get completely winded. And this was for months. He's like 4 or 5 months afterwards. And then just one day he was like, wow, I'm all of a sudden better. But he, he's like, we'll keep an eye on it. We can address it. I got some blood work I got to get rescheduled to get that checked out, but hoping to make an improvement. I hope that yours certainly improves. No, not a problem, man. And I hope certainly that your symptoms get better, or at least get more manageable for you, because that sucks. I'm very fortunate that I'm able to do what I can do now and have the ability to function there. But here we go. So we stuck a Star Wars right across there. So we're getting there. This is getting somewhere that I want it to be. Yeah, the shit's no joke. And, there are plenty of people out there who think it's either a hoax or just a cold or whatever. Like, ain't just a cold. It's not, unfortunately. Trust me, I wish it was. I wish this was all just a big overblown thing, but it's not. Unfortunately, I know plenty of people who have died in my personal life. I know people in my direct family who have passed away from it, and direct family in my, extended family who have passed away. So I don't fuck around. I've been wearing my mask everywhere, going to less places, using judgment calls. I still socially distance, although apparently people think that now that COVID's gone, they can just stand right up. They can just stand right up your ass while you're in line at Target. Like, I was buying, I got the Jurassic Park Raptor set. I haven't opened that up. I don't know if that's something you guys would want to see. But I was standing in line, and this person was like right up my ass. Their cart was off to the side. Like, they weren't even giving me the luxury of, like, I don't care if your cart bumps me once or twice, whatever. At least we've got 4 or 5 feet between us because of the cart. No, they turned their cart like this, moved it out of the way, and got right up behind me. And they were just like up my ass at the register. And I'm like, why do you think this is okay? Like, what's your deal here? Like, oh, well, we don't need to social distance anymore. Okay, but you need to social distance out of the kindness of your fucking heart, not to be up my ass. You're a stranger. You haven't taken me to dinner. I don't know you. Like, this set I'm going to keep as the Raptor pen, because I do plan on building Jurassic Park. Kind of if the park had remained open, with some rides and attractions and stuff. But that's years down the road. But I'm going to keep this one factory, but I already have 3 fucking Muldoons, so that'll get customized into something else. But when they start to clearance or there's a sale, I know there's that $10 coupon off a $40 purchase on the Target app starting October 1st. And remember, I'm a slut for savings. So when you hear it, it's true. So I might use that coupon and pick a couple of those and then utilize them for something. They'd be good prison transport containers, or, those guys in the jumpsuits are great, like dock workers, maintenance workers. It's great to have also like another figure that's representation, like an African-American person. Like, that's fantastic. Like, give me more of that shit. Give me Latino people in action figures. Not everybody's got to be a pasty cracker like myself. Like, it's just, even my miniature of me has a little bit more of a tan than I do. I tried to go light, but it's about as close as I could manage without it looking ghostly, weird, and white. But yeah, people don't observe like your personal space. That irritates the shit out of me. Like, even before social distancing was a thing, like, why people stood on top of each other at the store, and why do you have to be right on top of somebody in line? Never made any sense to me. Makes me uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable. Like, why? Why do that? Why are you standing that close to another human being that you don't know? I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your aunt, your uncle. Like, you don't have to be. You're going to get to the line. The cart distance between the cart and you isn't going to make you get there any quicker. So I don't get it myself. I saw that you're going to have multiple skin tones and body. Body types would be great too. That's the thing that kills me is like, I am very clearly a big boy. But like, it's like, all right, let me find a heavier set action figure. There's two extremes, right? It's either they're a fucking beluga whale and it's like a zombie grotesque figure, or a medieval, some type of zombie grotesque figure, or they've got a little belly. Come on. Like, there's body types all the way across that spectrum there. Like, please feel free to go ahead and make some damn figures that match that body type. Like, certainly go ahead and update that. I saw, I like I think he was the riverboat gambler, the guy with the bowler and the nice vest. That would have been a little bit smaller for my body type, but also just the stockiness of the figure I really liked. I probably could have, filled in his belly a little bit more, but I will say that the body for the mithril that I used and the coat that I own, I have a green coat like that. So I was able to make myself look like that. The penguin figure, I have that. He's actually going to be a Moncal mob boss. He's going to be the kingpin of the crime that happens locally in Gimmick, specifically of the landing dock levels. He's his own little king in his own little kingdom. And with these imps moving in, he's going to have to either make friends with the people that are pushing back against these Imperials, the anti, occupation forces, or he's going to have to, kill a lot of Imperials to go ahead and get himself some peace and quiet, because there's a lot of damn troopers showing up on his station lately. Now, I just love doing that too. I've been adding one at a time. I just added one the other day. This gentleman right here giving this Wookiee a hard time. He's a kit bash, 3 different figures. He's a remnant trooper, a carbonized collective shore trooper for the torso, and then one of the legs is a Mandalorian grunt. And just painted him up to match, weathered him up, gave him some pouches and some armor, and sent him on his way. Because again, in the lore, their armor currently is everything's a hand-me-down or obtained through suspicious means. And if somebody drops dead in the field, you best believe when the fight's over, you drag their corpse back and you get their armor and anything else that you can take, because it's slim pickings. And when you do get that stuff, you certainly better either hold on to it or sell what you don't use, because the Empire is going to be conscripting more and more soldiers to join their cause and take over the city. I guess I could tell you guys right now. I could tell you the name of the city, or excuse me, the name of the locate. Yeah, I guess it is the city that Gimmick is a part of, and it's called Consequence. It's the city of Consequence, and Gimmick is the starport. So there are more Imperials, and they are conscripting labor. They're putting people to work, and they're bringing them in, and things are gonna get hairy. I do. Thank you, Starboy. I do have a schlub body. But yeah, he's got the forward belly. He's thicker. He's not a, Dorito shaped. He's more of a pear shape, and I am more of a pear shape than a Dorito. I have this damn same coat. It's just not a split tail in the back. So I just was like, hell yeah, make this figure of me, but put him in Star Wars-y clothes, sculpted the beard, did the eyebrows, painted it, gave it a couple of washes, and pretty soon the beard's going to have to get longer. I'm going to have to add some length to it to have it match me. And I've also got a brown cowboy hat that I do tend to wear. So the little guy's got a brown cowboy hat. And I like putting that on when I'm riding one of the dinosaurs. That's like cheesy, like make me happy, like just a corny little thing. I think the next video I put out, because we are closing in here on 2 hours. My goodness, I've been rambling for 2 hours with a sore throat. I think the next little figure video I'm going to be doing is I got this guy here. This guy here from the Guardians of the Galaxy set and Cosmo. They both are desperate need of some paint. I also don't think I'm going to keep these wings. I assume they're wings. I haven't seen the movie yet. Off of him. I'll keep the tentacles off of him. And Cosmo, I think. Can these figures do a split? Yes. More, yeah, they can absolutely do a split. No ankle pivot though, and no rocker on the ankle, just so you're aware of that. He can twerk. Arms and shoulders go out to a T, almost a T, but he's got the tree bark on his shoulder, so it kind of prevents him from going up. But like, I like this figure here. I saw those. I want to get Cyclops. I have a Wolverine somewhere. Yes, ma'am. Excuse me, Snowflake has opinions. Yes, ma'am. You need me to open the door? She needs me to open the door. Give her 2 seconds. Here you go, buddy. Go ahead. I opened the door. Sitting there looking confused. She's a sweet cat. One brain cell, sweet cat. I walked behind her, opened up the door, and she looked at the door like, wow, that thing really opened. And like looked at the handle and looked and then turned around and saw me and went, oh, come on, Snowflake. But I do want to get Cyclops. I like Cyclops. He's the worst. And Cosmo here is just going to get, I want him in an orange spacesuit. I like him more as an orange spacesuit instead of the white spacesuit. And I'll dry brush, bring out some of the details on the fur. And I am not changing a flipping thing on this little guy. This little baby rocket is the cutest thing on planet Earth. I'll never change it. Cutest goddamn thing. Yes, ma'am. Would you like to say hello? Oh, this is Miss Azrael. This is no, you can't go up there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, say hello. Go play. Go ahead. I'm surprised she didn't climb and sit up on my shoulder. She's the one that's in heat and was walking around screaming. But this group figure, great opportunity for just a straight up repaint. Make him look like, now she's being super cute. She's rolling around. But make him look more like a tree bark, more like his species. I'm hoping that they continue to release figures of like a legacy wave and give us like the teenage group body. I think hi baby, you're so cute. I think that would be really freaking cool. And yeah, he scales well. He's big, he's stocky, he's bulky. You know, even if I got a few of those guys and sculpted their faces so they're different, give one of them like a bark mustache and beard. Come on, how badass would that be? And give them an axe, you know, like the trees come to chop people down. I think that'd be sick. So there's opportunity there with these guys. And they're on clearance, the 3-pack for $11 at Target. So who knows? But yeah, I think those are going to be my next repaints, as far as just like straight up repainting figures, not making any changes to them, just doing a right across the board repaint. But all right, guys, we're coming up on 2 hours. I'm gonna an ant army. Oh my god, I'm no tree, I'm an ant. So I appreciate you guys checking in, watching the stream. Bjorn, as always, thanks for being the first one here. I pinned you as the top comment because that was cool to pop in and see that there. I hope you guys have an excellent. I love you, Miss Azrael. You're so beautiful. This cat is gorgeous. Let me turn this thing so you guys can see her. You're gonna get a sneak peek of my room. Look at that cat. Look at how gorgeous she is. You're so beautiful. I love you. What do you see? Your sister walking in? Anywho. Hope you guys have an excellent night. I'm glad you guys tuned in. I appreciate it. Be well. I appreciate you. Too sweet me. She is mischievous.